Okay, good morning, everyone. So let's start our today's session, right? So in our previous session, we have discussed about the various tags, right? Like heading, different levels of heading, then text formatting tags, okay? And after then, we have also discussed about the division and span, right? And we have also discussed in a detail of a meta tag, right? So now today we are going for one another new tag, right? And one another new functionality, which is very much required for the web pages, right? Because it's a part of multimedia. So sometimes we need to require some images in on our web page, right? So images are a good way to add interest to web pages and come in a different forms such as photographs and graphics, right? So these are the well-known, you can say, formats. We have already observed this kind of extensions with various photographs, right? So GIF, JPG, and PNG, right? So these are the particular extensions by default supported by the particular HTML. Okay. Now, image tag is used for adding an image into the HTML document. Okay. So if you want to add an image, right? So for that, this particular img tag you have to use. With this particular img tag, there are some special operators, or you can say some attributes you have to use, right? So the first attribute, if you see here, that is src, right? So what is the meaning of src? It specifies the name of the image or the url of the image. So where actually you have stored your image, that path you have to provide with this src attribute. Alt, right? So alt means it specifies an alternate text for an image. So sometimes what happens, due to some reason, you are not able to see the image, right? But there is a broken, this kind of, you can say, symbol will be there, right? So if you want to know what is this, right? So for that, we are providing the alter attribute. So suppose say, for example, if I am writing flower image, right? So if image is not displayed, right? So when I mouse over onto this particular icon, then it will show me flower image. So I can understand, okay, this image is not displaying, but this is the image for flowers, right? So this is the importance of alt tag. And in HTML5, it is compulsory to provide alter text, right? In earlier version of HTML, it was optional, right? But now, nowadays, alt is compulsory. Now, you can also set the width and height of the particular image, right? So suppose if my image is 1200 cross 780, right? Okay, so this is the resolution of my image, but the area which I want to display the image is like this. It is about 500 cross 500, right? So if I want to specify the width and height of the particular image, then I can do that. So I can display this 1200 780 image into 500 cross 500 with the use of these width and height attributes. Suppose if I want to set the border of my image, right? So by default, your image is like this, right? But suppose if I want to add some borders, right? So I can do that. You can fill different colors. You can set the thickness, each and everything you can set, right? So border is also one of the important thing. And align. So if I want to align my image, right? So that can also be possible. But as you can see over here, these are not supported in HTML5. So instead of that, what you have to go for? You have to go for CSS properties. So CSS property is the better way to providing some styling, right? But the basic requirements you can fulfill with the tags, right? So this is the particular attributes you can use with the particular image, right? Now, let's see various programs, on this particular image, how you can add that. Okay, so the first program is related with the image tag, right? So these are the various possibilities of this particular image tag. Okay, so here you can see that first of all, let me increase the font. Okay, right? So here you can see that first I have used image tag, right? In that I have used src attribute. So what is the use of src attribute? Src attribute is you have to provide the valid path of your image where your particular image is resides. Alt attribute you can use, right, for alternate text. Suppose this particular image, so here I am writing img1.jpg, so with this particular name I cannot find what kind of image is this, right? But when I find the alt, right, this is also important thing for search engine optimization and all that thing, right? So by looking at, I can imagine that, okay, bhai, what kind of image is this. I can set the width and height of the particular image, right? So original image is bigger image. So I'm going to set 300 cross 300 for this image. Okay. So this is the first one. Second image, in that I have used different style properties. So here I am using different image. Alt text is also there, but here I am going for a style, right? So what is the purpose of style? So I want to define width and height with the use of CSS property. You can also go for this 200 cross 200. Either you can use width and height directly or you can go for CSS. Okay. Now, the next thing is here in HTML5, some new attributes are added, right? So what is the new attributes we have? So here you can see that long description. So suppose if I want to describe the particular image, so that will be useful for SEO and search engines, right? Or even I can define that, right? So this is the HD wallpaper. So that kind of long descriptions also I can now provide with the use of HTML5. And the next important attribute is map attribute. So this is also one of the important attributes, and you have to put blank is equals to null. Okay, now what is the purpose of this? So here I have mentioned in comment that ismap is used to send a click coordinates, and these click coordinates are sent to the server as a URL query in the string, right? So here you can understand that I have also used a link anchor attribute over here. So a tag. So now this particular link will act as a, this particular image will act as a link. Okay. So whenever I'm clicking on that image, right? So where I need to go, I need to navigate to index.php page. Index.php page. So right now we have not any index.php page, right? So it will get some error or we will not get the desired output. But what is our main purpose? Whenever I am clicking on this particular image, suppose this is my image and I am clicking on this Am I audible, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there
Yes,
was
yes,
a
sir.
slight interruptions, right? My screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so as we discussed, right here you can see that this particular image, suppose this is my image, right, and I'm clicking on this image because now my image is clickable. Why? Because I have attached my image with the anchor tag, right? So anchor tag is for providing the links. Okay, so now my image is clickable. So wherever I click, so that particular x and y coordinates, right? Suppose this is 10 cross 30, right? So these coordinates will be attached with my URL. These coordinates will be attached with my URL, right? So that particular information, URL information, is going to be sent to the server. So sometimes if you want, then you can use it. Okay, right? So now let's jump onto the particular example. So you will get the clear cut idea that how these things are working, right? So for that, this is the example. Now I just need to open it into the browser. Okay. Let me open this in the browser. Right. Okay. So now I think you are able to see these particular three images, right? So let's elaborate these images. Okay. So here you can see that the first image is image 1, and the height and width of that image is 300 cross 300, right? So here you can see that this particular image. Second image we have set as a 200 cross 200, right? Now these are the simple images we have added, but we are now very much interested in the third one, right? So what is the purpose of third one? So we have attached with that anchor link, right? So now whenever I click on this, then you can just observe in this particular browser window. So let me make it bigger. Okay, so this is our URL string. So whenever you are sending something data, some data, so this will be there. So now suppose if I click here, so let me click here. Okay, so as we have no index.php page anywhere, so your file could not be accessed. This kind of error you are getting. File not found exception will be there. Okay, now but our main aim is to understand this 43 cross 44. So this is the pixel value, right? This is the pixel value wherever I have clicked. So suppose if I go back, I just click on this yellow kite, right? And I click. So you can see that that particular coordinates 243 and 122. So these kind of coordinates you are going to get with the use of isMap attribute. IsMap attribute. So whenever there is a such kind of requirements, so whenever you are clicking, so if I want to get that kind of uh, coordinates, I want to send that coordinates to the server where I have clicked. So in that case, you can just go for isMap attribute. So this is one simple image tag, and we have discussed the possible attributes which are used in a simple image tag. Now in HTML5, there are some new tags are added, right? So let me example. So this is a picture, right? So what is the use of picture tag? So picture tag is used to create a responsive image, right? So what is the purpose of that responsive image? Sometimes we have a phone or we have a tablets, right? So suppose for example, this is our tablet, this is our phone, and this is our computer, right? So this is a desktop, mobile, and iPad, right? Suppose I have this logo, right? So this image I have. So nowadays, what is the purpose of responsive means this particular logo, suppose if it is here, then it should look same in all three aspects, right? So but suppose say for example, if I'm going for a logo of my company and right now I am viewing my page in a desktop, so it looks fine. So sometimes if you have observed that whenever you are looking the same page in a tablet or same page in a mobile, then here and there something missing, some image are going to cut down, right? It is not properly showing the image, right? So nowadays it should not happen, right? So this particular logo should be visible same as it is in any screen size, right? So for that purpose, they have introduced picture tag, right? So picture tag is combined with source and image, right? So what is the purpose of source? So in a source, suppose say this is my original logo. In that I am defining that in a image tag, right? So I can define my logo in a three categories: small, medium, and large, right? So small logo is for small screens, medium is for tablets, and large is for desktop, right? So what I need to do, I need to have three images, right? So for that particular three images, I can define three different desired resolutions. Okay, so we can create it with the any Photoshop or any photo editor tool, right? Now here what I'm doing, I'm displaying this particular image logo 3. Okay, it is actual because I want to display this in my desktop full width. Now the second thing, this particular logo, right? I want to display whenever my windows or my browser's width is minimum 450 pixel. So up to 450 pixel, it is going to display this image. But whenever I reach to the 450 and above, then this picture will be there. So 700 pixel. So what is the meaning of it, right? Up to 700 to the 100%. Okay, this is my total width of browser. So which is that? This one. This is 100%. Okay. Now whenever I reach, there are some pixel value you can assume, but our main thing is whenever I reach to 700 pixel and when I reach to 699 pixel, then this logo 3 image is going to display, right? Between 450 to 700 pixels, this logo is going to be displayed. But as when I go below 450 or reach to the 450, then logo 4 will be displayed, right? So I hope you can understand the meaning of this particular exercise, right? So whatever screen size you have, it doesn't matter, but now your logo will looks fine, right? So let's jump onto the output to see how this particular thing is behaving. So I'm going to open it in the browser. So this is my full width logo. You can see that. Okay. Now what I need to do, whenever I go below 700 pixel, see up to this, right? Fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Okay. Okay. You can see that when I go below 700 pixel, then my logo is going to change. So now it's fixed this, right? So this way, this is I have chosen a random images, but with the use of Photoshop and photo editor tools, you can create a perfect resolution images, right? This is just for demonstration purpose. So now the main objective of this particular thing is you should understand, right? How this particular thing is behaving. See, right? See. Okay, right? So this is the purpose of this particular picture tag. And nowadays, this is very much important because we are going for responsive websites, right? So this is known as the response. Okay, now the next important tag added is figure tag. Okay, so now you can see over here, we have one image, animation image, style, it's auto, okay? And nowadays, I can add particular figure captions, right? So in earlier version, there is no facility, there is no such facility for providing the figure caption, right? But with the use of figure tag, you can just provide the figure caption to your figure, right? So it is very simple. You have to use figure caption and then just go for the particular tag, whatever you want to attach. And this is image tag we have already discussed. Now let's see the output of this. Okay, so you can see this is one image and here is the caption of that image, flower image. You can modify this text, right? You can put it in a center, whatever you can do whatever with this particular, right? So you can provide different styles and each and everything to this. Okay, right? So this is the purpose of figure and figure tag. Okay, right? So this is very much important. Okay, now let's go for next example. Okay, the next thing is hyperlinks, right? So hyperlinks are very much important in creating web pages, right? You can use hyperlinks in a different ways. As we have seen that if I want to make my image clickable, then you can attach your image with the hyperlink. Similarly, you can create any kind of thing which can be act as a hyperlink. You can also create a navigations with the use of hyperlinks. Okay, right. So this particular anchor tag, it is known as the anchor tag, has one important attribute, that is href, right? So here you can see that href attribute is there. So what is the use of this href attribute? So href attribute contains the actual URL, right? And this is your displayable text, right? So here you can see if I run this one line, then I will get this kind of output. The Marine Biological Laboratory, right? And it is with the underline. And now when I click on this particular link, it will open this particular link, www.mbl.edu. Okay, so this is the use of anchor tag, right? So this link will be available, okay? And now you can do that. Similarly, you can see a Google search, whatever. There are lots of links you are going to see. So in that you can go for it. Now, what are the possible values for the targets? So with the href, one another important attribute is there. There is a target. Sorry. Target, right? So there are four possible values we have. One is underscore blank, underscore self, underscore parent, and underscore top, right? So what is the purpose of these targets? So whenever I click on a link, right? So how my link should be open and where it should be, right? So first of all, if I go for a blank, underscore blank, if I write like target is equals to underscore blank, right? So what does it mean? If we use a blank attribute, a given link will open in a new tab, right? So suppose this is my current version, this is my current link. Here I have a link, right? And I have said my target as an underscore blank. And when I click on this link, then this particular link should be open in a new tab. In a new tab. Okay. If I set as a self, so the given links under self attribute will open in the same tab, right? So if I click on this particular link, so this page will be open in this same window, right? And this is most of the time a default one. Okay. Underscore parent. So the link page given under the parent attribute will open in a parent frames, right? So suppose these are my particular window. This is my frame. And here I have a link. So when I click on this link, so that link will be open over here in a parent tag, in a parent frame. Okay. Underscore top, it adds a new page to the current window by closing all other pages, right? So whatever pages are open, that will be closed, and it will set the current page as a that particular link page. So these are the four possible attributes we have for this particular anchor tag. Four attribute values. Our attribute is a target. Okay, and these are the four passive possible values. So this is very much important again with the use of anchor tag. So let's see how this particular anchor tag is behaving with the example. Okay, so here is the anchor tag. So I have defined in a different ways these particular links, right? So let me explain that the program. This is my first link. So how you can define link can be defined with the anchor tag, opening and closing. Important attributes, href, target. Okay. Right now, forget about this underscore top, underscore blank, underscore whatever, right? So underscore top and parent we are using when we have a complex site structure, but normally we are always going for underscore blank or a self, right? So we mostly use self or underscore blank. Self is to open the link in same page. Blank is used to open the link in another tab. Okay, that's it. Now, this is our displayable text. So suppose if I want to open a Google, so I can write a Google search. If I click on this text, that will be open this Google. Second version. If I want to make image as a link, so in our previous example, we have already seen that this is my image. When I click on this image, it will open a Google. This is next version. Click to open the image, right? So here a similar text is there. So instead of URL, remember this, right? Instead of URL, I want to open my local file, which is stored in this images folder. So when I click on this link, it will open this page. It will open this image. The next version is you can also navigate to you can also open a different page, different HTML page, right? So HTML link to another web document in the same folder. So that's why I can write directly the name. If it is not there, then you have to provide the full qualified path. So this is the link to another file in the same folder. Okay. So in this Okay, am I audible, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Today there is a lots of light problem, right? Okay, so I hope you understood this example. Okay, so now let's run this code and see what is the output. Okay, so as per our output, let me make it smaller. Okay. Right. So here you can see that this is our first link, Google search. So if I click on this, then it will open a google.com. Okay, right? Now let's click on this image. So whenever I click on this image, then it's again go for the Google because we have said that. So if I click on this image, it will open a Google, right? Now the next we have open particular image. If I go back, this is the link for opening our local image file. So you can see that, and it is underscore blank. So you can see it is going to open in a new tab. This is our original file, and this is our this. So if you set target is equals to underscore blank, then it will display like this, right? Now, the next thing is link to another file, right? So if I close this, if I click on this link, okay, so see, what is our file name? First page.html. So in this code, you can see what is our href? First page.html. So if you click on this particular, and what is our target? Target is equals to underscore blank. So what happens? It will, when I click on this link, it will open first.html and it will open in a new window. It will open in a new window, right? So I hope now you can understand this particular scenario, guys. Is there any doubt up to this, anyone? Anyone? Do you have any doubt up to this?
No, sir.
Sir, what about top target?
Top. So I have already said that it works with the frames, but here we have not used any frames. So as you can see in this, in this our program, I have used top, right? But whenever I execute this code, so you will not get any difference. Like suppose say, see, same page, right? But if you are using the frames, so what earlier I have explained that what is the purpose of frame? To display more than one HTML page in a single window. Right now you can see these are the functionality we have. Okay, but what is our file name? Anchor tag.html. So it is only going to open over here, right? It is only going to open here, anchor tag.html. But suppose there is a such requirement that I need to open more than this, more than one pages for this, right? So what happens over here that this is my two parts. I'm going to divide my whole web page in a two part. So here I am going to display first.html, and here I am going to display second.html, right? So for this purpose, we are using a frames. Okay. So whenever you are using a frames, at that time, you are going to require underscore top and underscore parent, right? Suppose say, for example, if frame contains this much area, these are third frame. This is my third page, third.html, right? So this is my third frame. Okay. So if my link is over here, right? And if I want to open it in my parent tag, parent frame. So you should define what is the parent frame for this particular frame, right? So it will open in that particular frame only. I hope you can understand this, right? But right
Yes, sir.
now, okay, but right now we have only one page, and that is known as the anchor tag.html. So it will not affect much. It will always open in the same window, right? So that's why I told you that most probably we are using self, that is already by default. So we don't need to set that. If you want to open tab in a different page, then you should go for the underscore blank. Okay, so this is the logic behind this particular anchor tag. Okay, so is there any doubt, anyone, guys, up to this? So we are, if you don't have any doubt, then we are going to end our session over here.